Canelo versus Golovkin this coming Saturday on September 17th. And I just wanted to give you guys my prediction on the fight. And this is a fight that I'm not really looking forward to too much. And I understand that it's Canelo at the same time, but to me, this is just like somebody who wants to see Canelo's psyche post the Dimitri Bivol performance, because that's the pink elephant in the room right now. And Canelo does look like he is a little deterred from that, man. Like, cause I remember after the fight, a couple days after the fight, he went to a club or some type of karaoke, where he was talking about how that fight affected it, like to his heart, man. You know, like he took it to heart, and it's like burning him up inside a little bit, man. But in this fight with Golovkin, I don't think it should bother him too much, man, because Golovkin is 40 years old and he's been getting hit a lot more recently, and he's always been known to be a fighter that gets hit a lot. Not the most defensively responsible fighter out there, and him being 40 years old this year is not really doing him any type of favors, you know, because he is not really like that good on the reflexes, you know what I mean, when it comes to moving his head or doing stuff like that. I mean, he could block punches, but at the same time, like against a guy like Canelo or anybody else, man, like he's still getting hit with shots that he shouldn't be getting hit with, especially at this age, man, because he was doing that in the Murata fight, like where he was taking a lot of unnecessary shots, and some of those shots he didn't even like taking, man, like, you know, cause from those same type of shots were the shots that he probably could have ate, like if he was in 2016, 2015, you know what I mean? But these recent performances, man, have highlighted that Golovkin doesn't really like to get hit to the body as much as he used to not like getting hit in the body in the first place. But it's a lot more prevalent, man, because I saw him get hurt a lot more against Sergey Derevyanchenko than against Murata, man, because I thought that Sergey Derevyanchenko won that fight, in my opinion, because Derevyanchenko was really putting it on Golovkin with his footwork and everything. And maybe that's what Canelo will use, but Canelo doesn't really have that good footwork, man, you know, when dealing with pivots or anything like that, you know. And you saw that in the Dimitri Bivol fight. And there's nothing that Golovkin can do where like he can mimic something like Dimitri Bivol, because Dimitri Bivol did a revised and simplified blueprint, you know, of the whole Floyd Mayweather blueprint that Canelo lost to, you know. But like I said before, man, Golovkin doesn't really like match that type of athleticism. He doesn't match that type of basic understanding of utilizing footwork, you know, to that certain extent where he's a lot more defensively responsible. And like I said before, man, Canelo shouldn't have any type of problem taking him out. And there's no issue with some fans saying that he's going to take him out, because I've seen fighters with great punch resistance get stopped anyways, man, because if they get hit too much, the referee's going to jump in and stop the fight, man. You know, even if they haven't gotten knocked down, but they're not responding, you still got to stop the fight, you know, because fighters can just pass out there all of a sudden, you know, like we saw that in many fights before, you know, where a lot of fighters are taking punishment, and then all of a sudden they just collapse, you know. And those knockdowns, I don't see them happening, you know, but I could see Canelo like stopping Golovkin in the mid rounds, but he should, because he has a lot of pressure on him right now at this point, where he's lost to Dimitri Bivol, and now there's like a certain aura that has just like disappeared right now of Canelo, where he used to be this invincible fighter, and not so much anymore, man. You know, like everybody sees holes in him a lot more easily now, man, you know, or they just see through the aura, the machine, everything that Canelo has represented, you know. Besides this, man, besides this fight, I actually wanted to see him versus or at least defend his titles against David Benavidez, because I think that was a winnable fight for him. But just to stay on the topic of the whole Golovkin fight, I think that Canelo should be able to stop him in the mid rounds. Because if he takes him late or he takes him to full distance, man, it's not going to look good. Or if he loses in any type of way, that's going to look terrible. Like, everyone's going to be saying he should retire. And probably so, man. Like, I mean, he has no business losing to Golovkin, but I mean, that's just my opinion. But I think he should stop him, man. Like, I genuinely think that he could stop Golovkin in the third fight because, like, he understands that he's in a position where, like, has to make or break, because if he looks any worse than he did in the previous two fights, then that's not going to look good for Canelo, man. So let me know what y'all think, man. I have to keep this short because I am a little sick, man. It's a long story, but yeah, just tell me y'all's predictions. Do you see Canelo winning, or are you one of the few that think that Golovkin is this like historic fighter to where he's actually gonna turn the wheels of time or turn the arms of the clock, where he's just gonna make some type of adjustments, seeing Canelo for at least 3 fights, and he's just that one style where he actually steps up for him and ends up winning a decision over Canelo, or he pulls a Marquez over Canelo, and I'm talking about Marquez Pacquiao 4. So I think that's unrealistic, by the way, man. But if it does happen, man, I mean, that would be crazy, man. I'd probably shut my channel down. Nah, I'm kidding. Oh, man. But wouldn't that be a scene, man? Wouldn't that be a scene if Golovkin won the fight at all, man? Because I don't see him winning at all in any type of way. He's way too old, and Canelo already has seen him like several times. But then again, man, like, Canelo has been going up and down in weight, and it could be a little bit of a problem, you know. Maybe like now that he's in his early 30s, year after year, it's just like gonna end up biting him back in the ass, you know. So it's gonna be interesting, man. Interesting, at least, if I'm gonna be around to watch it, you know. But either ways, man, like, I'm just curious, man. I'm just a little curious about where Canelo's psyche is, you know, because after the Floyd Mayweather lost, he fought Angulo and just like pulverized him. Would he be able to do the same thing with Golovkin? I think so, maybe, but not to that extent. I mean, he's probably gonna have a little bit of problems, you know. He's gonna come out like a bull in the first couple rounds, and I think Golovkin is gonna see that, and he might be able to adjust to Canelo for a little bit. But I see Canelo really starting to get a lot more patient in the middle rounds, probably like third, fourth, or fifth, and then eventually, like, as soon as he sees Golovkin not liking some of the shots that he lands, you know, like some of those body shots and the uppercuts, because I think the uppercut is really one of Golovkin's weaknesses, man. You know, when he gets hit in the head, as we saw that in the Kell Brook fight, where Kell Brook landed a big left uppercut, and it just like had Triple G backing up and shit, man. So yeah, I think Canelo should be able to stop him, man. But anything less than that, man, I'm sorry, man, but this is Canelo we're talking about, and Golovkin isn't really this like special fighter, man. I'm not gonna lie. He is a good fighter, you know, like, he makes he's good on the fundamentals. He has a good jab, but he's looked really slow, man. And this is coming from a guy that has watched a lot of Golovkin's fights, you know. His shifting, yes, I understand that he shifts a lot. I was one of the few people that brought it up, man, you know, a long time ago when I was like pushing for this fight, the first fight at least. And his shifting is a lot more plotting now, man. So I don't know, like, I don't see Golovkin pulling it off like that, man, because Canelo he should have the better legs, man, as soon as he goes back down to 168 pounds and ends up beating the hell out of Golovkin to the body and sending him up for an uppercut. And that's probably when, like, Golovkin will back up, and then, like, the referee will try to stop it. So hopefully, I'm hoping this is a good fight, man, you know, better than the last couple fights that they had with each other. And trilogies, the third fight, tend to be a lot better than the previous other ones. Like, to me, everyone talks about the Riddick Bowe Holyfield trade, and I'm not comparing these two to Riddick Bowe and Evander Holyfield, man. But one of my favorite fights was the third fight of the trilogy because there was a little bit more drama, man. You know, in my opinion, like that type of drama that was in the third fight between Bowe and Holyfield, that was interesting. You know, seeing them both get hurt, and then eventually it ends in a dramatic fashion. So I'm hoping for that, man. I'm actually hoping for that both of these guys get their own licks in before one of them take each other out. So yeah, I'm hoping for Golovkin to actually to actually push the envelope on Canelo and make it a tough fight, man. But Canelo shouldn't have a problem taking him out in the 6th round. And I wouldn't be surprised if he made it look easy, man, because Golovkin has a much lower jab, but Canelo has always had problems with the jab for many years, man, many years. And that's always just going to be a thing for him, man, you know? Either ways, let me know what y'all think, man. Like, who are you picking? What's your prediction on this fight? And I wasn't really going to break this fight down too much, but I decided, you know what? Fuck it. Because I was sick earlier, and then all of a sudden, like, I thought to myself, well, this fight could be some type of interesting prospect if Golovkin pushes the envelope, man. Like I said before, man, like it all depends on Golovkin. If he makes these magical adjustments with Jonathan Banks, because the last time that he fought Canelo was with Abel Sanchez 2 times. And Abel Sanchez is not really a good trainer, man, you know, in terms of giving advice to his fighters, you know, in terms of making adjustments to the game plan. Whereas Jonathan Banks is okay, you know, but we're about to see what he does with Canelo, because he's been with Jonathan Banks for a while, ever since he first came back in his fight after the second loss to Canelo. So we're about to find out. But anyways, let me know what y'all think. I'm out.